Good morning, this is Kelly Hopart from Alpaca Direct, and as you can see here on Technique Tuesday, we're back at home. Yay! I love traveling, but I do so much love being at home. And thank you again for being so patient with us while we were traveling. I know the internet connection went out a few times and then came back on, so that is one of the pitfalls of traveling. You're not sure what kind of internet you're going to get, and sometimes it's not as lovely as you wish it would be. So, but it's all good. So today I'm going to be talking about quick little gift sets, and that includes a nice little washcloth set with a soap sack. And I made up this little pattern. It's basically knit 2, purl 2 for 2 rounds, and then knitting 3 rounds, and so on and so forth. And that is what you do when you have these little washcloths. Can you show us, Jim? Mm-hmm. Can you take a look at that? So it's basically a waffle stitch pattern is what it is, a very simple waffle stitch pattern. And the reason why, what, Jim?
Oh, go ahead and hold it up so you can see.
So the reason why I like the waffle stitch pattern so much is it gives you some scrubbability because it has nice little purl stitches in it. You can use it for scrubbing, and it works great for either in the kitchen or the bathroom, whatever you would like. And I also made up this little pattern, and I haven't finished it yet because I wanted to show you this cute little, it's called a Russian bind off, and it's very similar to a Kitchener stitch. And we're going to be taking a look at this in more detail, and it's right here, and it kind of gives you a herringbone look, and it's a very decorative bind off. And it also gives you on the back of it, if you wanted to put it on your socks, a very smooth finish. So it's great for all different kinds of things I could use it for. So I was really excited to see that because you know how I love learning new stuff. And this was a new bind off for me. I'm like, what is that bind off? I need to learn how to do it. So I was so excited about it because I want to teach you how to do it too. So you can use it for different things too.
So Diana says, good morning from Walla Walla.
Diana, good morning.
And we were driving kind of near Walla Walla last week at this time because we were heading home.
And oh boy, we went through some areas where it was so hot, and my sister lives in Redding, and it was very hot. It was, I think, the day after we left, it got up to 110 degrees, and so here it is, right about 80 degrees, Jim?
I think so.
Some thereabouts today, and so I was so happy to get back in the cool weather. And my poor sister, thankfully they have lovely air conditioning so you can stay inside if it gets really hot. So, and they definitely were doing that. So anyways, we have also talked in the past about this wonderful Sorbet Shawl pattern, and it's from our knit club. And it's using this lovely bamboo top yarn, and it is a cotton bamboo blend, 50-50 of each, and we have the multicolored ones, the dot colored ones, and solid color ones. And so we're making our shawl, this shawl out of it, and I'll show you what the one that's made already looks like. And I just am starting my lace pattern, and I'll show you this. It's really cute. What I like about it is for the summertime, the bamboo has kind of a light silky feeling to it, and it's really nice to wear. And it has some properties. I thought we'd take a minute and talk about the properties. Jim, can you show everyone what this looks like?
Oh yeah, pretty.
That's what it looks like, and it's from our knit club. And so a lot of us are knitting this together as we go along, and I'm doing little videos to help everyone. One question that one of our fellow knitters had is that this bamboo pop, because it's made out of cotton, you know, any yarn that is cotton and not made from wool, it doesn't have the same barbs on the actual fiber, so it can fall apart more easily, especially when it has like something like bamboo or silk in it, because that adds another dimension of slipperiness to the actual yarn itself, and so it tends to fall apart a bit. So this is a glass that I use when we go in the hot tub, and it's just one of those acrylic glasses, and I have put the tag in the bottom to kind of elevate my yarn up a little bit. And I took this bamboo pop and shoved it in that cup because it seemed about the right size. You want one that fits snug, and then you pull it from the center. And then this will stay nice right to the very end. You won't have to worry about your yarn falling apart because the yarn is just the actual glass is cradling the yarn and keeping it together, and it makes a really nice little yarn cozy type thing. Now, If you didn't want to do that, we also have these yarn cozies that you can purchase. And this is the price for this week. So you guys, as we're going along, don't forget to put comments in the comment section. Let us know what you're working on. Any things that you would like to learn or know about for future Technique Tuesdays. I'd love to hear about it because I get great ideas from you. And so these little yarn cozies can be used for this yarn. You would just shove it right inside here, and it's very similar to a sock, but it has an end that's open on both sides. So you see how cool that is, and it comes in a pack of 3. And we sell those at Alpaca Direct. And we have a nice supply that just came in. So if you are interested in using those for your bamboo pop or any other cotton yarns that don't stick, don't have the fibers that stick together, then you can buy them on our website. Let's see. So as we're going along, sure, Jim.
So they wanted to know in the contest also where they're from. They can say where they're from too.
Yes, that's a great idea. We always like to hear where everyone's from because, it kind of gives us the idea that maybe we're talking together and we're from all different parts of the world and we're learning together. And it's sort of like having a knit shop where you have open knitting groups, but we're an online open knitting group, so we help each other. And also, if you've never seen before, we do have our VIP club, and there are some wonderful knitters in there that are more than willing to help you with any problems you might come up with or any things that you have questions about. You can get all different kinds of comments from advanced knitters that are just so helpful and such wonderful people. So always keep that in mind. And to join the VIP group, it's free, right, Jim?
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy to join. So if you're interested in that type of thing, you can also find that on Alpaca Direct, right, Jim?
It's on the Facebook page, actually.
On our Facebook page. Okay. So you can find it on the Facebook page. I know, as most of you know, I am not the type of person, I'm not the computer guru like my husband is. I love to do knitting and stuff like that, but I'm very in the present moment or whatever, and so I'm not always online. I try to be on the VIP Facebook group because I love sharing with you guys and learning from you as well. So I do that, and I do a few other things, but I'm not online every second of every day like Jim is. So if you have questions, Jim will make sure that they come to me, and then I make sure that I answer them for you. So today I wanted to talk about a little bit more about the properties of bamboo pop, and we wrote down these different properties, and bamboo itself, it keeps your washcloths that you either have in the sink or the bathroom from getting stinky. So you can wear a bamboo shirt more than once because it won't smell sweaty, and so it's a great characteristic to have for your washcloths and your different things for the bathroom. So if you're using bamboo pop, that is great for that. People really appreciate it. And I know our fellow knitters here, I know Renee has made many washcloths out of the bamboo pop, and that's because of that wonderful bamboo that you can keep the washcloth in the sink for a period of time, and it will not develop a smell to it. So it's awesome. And not only that, the bamboo itself is much softer than cotton, right, Jim?
Mm-hmm.
It's totally soft. You have the men's underwear that you like, huh?
Yeah, but they're waiting to be washed, so I'm
Right.
suffering with the old cotton ones right now.
Darn it. And something that I didn't know about bamboo is that it's naturally antibacterial. And so I asked him, now why is that? And it's the actual bamboo itself that is antibacterial. And it repels dirt, right, Jim? So it's easier to keep clean. Mm-hmm. So that's another part of bamboo that's wonderful. If you're using your washcloths in the kitchen, you can keep your washcloths clean. And then, bamboo, that's right. It absorbs more water and it dries faster than cottons do. And so that is yet another characteristic. And we sell bamboo products on our website. The last show that we went to, I had tried out some bamboo, and I was so excited about it, and that's why I decided to bring some into Alpaca Direct. And you can see we have capris, tank tops, and men's t-shirts.
And I like the
t-shirts. They're all
t-shirts.
made from 100% bamboo, and the prices are actually very good considering they're 100% bamboo. So they're really wonderful to wear in the warm weather. They actually make you feel cool. I know Ruthie, at the beginning of the season when it was still cold out, she came in and she was wearing her bamboo outfit, and she was like totally freezing. And I'm like, Ruthie, I thought I mentioned that it keeps you cooler. And she said, yeah, I know. I never thought about it until I got to work. So anyways, but it really does work. So if you have a tendency to run warm, bamboo is a great product for you to try out. And we have that also on Alpaca Direct. Let's see. For this last week, we had our prize was for these stitch markers in the large size and the small size, and these are wonderful. They're magnetic, they're thin, and they glide smoothly from needle to needle. All characteristics that I love. And I love the multicolored because, as you know, if you've watched any of my Technique Tuesdays or probably a lot of my videos, you'll see that I always use a pink marker for the beginning of the row because girls come first, right? Or girls go first. And so I put that at the beginning of the round just to remind myself. And so those stitch markers were the prize for last week. And then for this week, I said the prize is for these little beauties. And all you have to do is enter comments in the comment section, and then you're entered to win. And maybe you will get it for next week. And this is next week's prize. So, let's see. What did I miss? So we're working along on the shawl, and that is for our knit club. And I will be doing actual videos on how I changed mine just a little bit. Okay, so when I did my gauge swatch, you know, I was right on gauge, and then when I, you know, kind of loosened up, my gauge went up, and so my actual project, I started running low on my peachy colored yarn, so I had to do less repeats. So I wanted, I will be doing videos on how you can make your shawl do a few less repeats and still be able to complete the shawl with no problem. And so I'll be talking about the math of that and all that sort of thing on our videos for the people who are in the knit club.
And those are private videos just for the knit club members.
Yes.
So we have a special page for them.
Yes. And actually, that's a good technique to learn anyway, just because when you're knitting, there'll be a lot of times when you want to change stitch counts, and it's all the same technique, so it's totally fun to learn that kind of stuff. So it's a good opportunity for you to learn. So anyway, I'll be talking about that. And let me go ahead and show everyone this bind off. Okay, so the bind off that we're going to be talking about, what, Jim?
Oh, show them that.
The bind off is right here, and if you look at it, it looks like herringbone, and it's right in here. This bind off is right here. So I'll be showing you how to do it, and it does not use your working yarn. You don't use your working yarn. All we use is the stitches on both sides, and you need to have the same stitch count on both sides. So this we cast on 40 stitches, which was 20 stitches on each side, and I already started it, but I will get my crochet hook and show you what this looks like. And
now, are you going to get them a pattern for that, or what's going to happen?
Well, I can do a video later on, but it's actually pretty cool. And let me go to the part on here where it talks about it. It's called the Russian grafting technique, okay? So the things that you want to keep in mind when you're doing this is you're going to start in the back using a crochet hook as if to knit. Then you're going to, before you start anything, you want to reorient your needles so you're starting on the side that's opposite of your working yarn, because when you get to this last stitch, it'll be nice to have the working yarn, because I will weave that last stitch, the yarn through that last stitch and weave in my ends, and then I'll be done. If I started over here on this side, if I started over here on this side and I had my working yarn right here, I would get over here and I would have the last stitch and no way to weave in that end except for to get another piece of yarn, because like I said, it does not use the working yarn to accomplish this. So I'll show you. This is pretty cool, and it gives you a similar effect to Kitchener stitch. And on the inside of here, if you were doing socks, you could use this bind off because it will not leave any ridges and it's going to be flat. So I put that last one that I was working on, and so I'm just going to transfer it back onto my crochet hook. And I know that I worked on this front stitch because you can see that it's attached to that front stitch, right? So then you would insert your crochet hook in the back and take that off the needle. And I did that knitwise. And then I'm just going to do like a slip stitch, much like you would do in crochet. Now I'm going to go back to the front stitch and I'm going to go in as if to knit. And my soap is in this inside of here, and the soap is kind of sticky. So that's why it's kind of sticking to the thing. So if you have soap that's dry, so now I did the front one. Now I'm going to go back to the back one. See how easy that is? And then you go to the front one as if to knit, and you insert that crochet hook as if to knit. Okay, and then you can see that I just did the front one. So you can set this down at any time and you can just slip it right back on the needle and come back to it, and you'll be able to figure out where you're at easily. So you go in as if to knit, and you slip that one off and just do a slip stitch.
What's this called again?
This is called the Russian grafting technique, and it leaves a herringbone finish. And it is really cool because it's on the back side of it, it's flat, so you could use it on the inside of your socks and it wouldn't leave a ridge that would make your foot sore. So you can use it anywhere. You could use it in between blocks when you're to graft blocks together, and you could use it for shawls where you're going to take two pieces of knitting and put them together. You just need to, like Kitchener stitch, you want to make sure that if you have 20 stitches on one needle, you have 20 stitches on the other needle. That's the only difference on it. But I thought this bind off, I'm struggling a little bit because I have that sticky old soap on the inside there. And when you're making these soap sacks, if you make sure that it's snug, because see how my cotton is already stretched out a bit, and so it's gonna stretch out more and then be a little bit baggy. I could have taken out, used less yarn and been fine with that. So let's see, and let me show you what the finished. Okay, I'm so close. 1 second here. It's just something you you want to take your time and go on the back and then the front and the back and the front, always, as if to knit. And sticky soap again. I think it kind of glued the thing together. It's all good. Yep. And I'm getting toward the end. All right. And then on this very last stitch, I'll just grab my working yarn and pull it through. And then I'll just weave in these ends and it'll be done. I'll probably pull this into the inside in here somehow to make it lay more flat. But you can see how my yarn, my sack is already getting a little bit baggy. But it's all good. When it gets, we get to using it, we're not going to know the difference. And it'll be a nice little scrubby. But see how cute that is? And that way, if you're like traveling or what have you, I think this is kind of a neat thing, don't you, Jim?
Yeah.
Because if you, you know how when we're in the trailer and the soap will drop, well, it won't do as much damage because it'll hit softly because it has cotton around it at least. That's what I'm thinking. So, anyways.
You always bring your own soap anyway, so now we don't have to bring that plastic thing, so you can.
We don't have to bring the plastic container that we put it in. Yeah.
Well, what do you do when you run out of soap?
Well, you could take this off and then redo it again, doing the herringbone stitch again and refill it.
I'm gonna have you. I think I won't do that. You'll have to do that.
Yeah, I could totally do that. Just rip it out and then put in another bar of soap.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. But I really like this herringbone bind off. I thought it was so cool looking. Isn't that cool looking?
Agnes says she likes that better than the 3-needle bind off.
Oh yeah, I do too. And the 3-needle bind off leaves a bump on that. If you do it, if you don't do it on the inside of your shirt sleeve, you'll see a big bump. And I know some patterns nowadays, they do kind of, they'll do the 3-needle bind off on the outside of the work so that they have that actual seam, and they use it as a decorative bind off. And so that's pretty cool. But anyways, I had never seen this herringbone bind off before, and it's like, oh, that is so cool. Anyways, totally fun. So let me talk about, let's see where our winner was for last week. And we had, all right, where am I looking at?
It's this one.
You have that one? Okay, good. Awesome. All right. Where is it? Oh, Helen Marie Brown. Congratulations, you won.
Who is it?
Sorry, it's Helen Marie Brown. Yep, she won the stitch markers in the small and the large size, and these are fantastic markers. I totally have gotten rid of my hair bands that I bought from Sally's because I like these so much better. Although I did put them on here because I don't know what happened to my package. Somewhere in my traveling, I put it somewhere. I haven't been able to locate it yet, but these are great stitch markers. So Helen, all you have to do is contact customer service at alpacadirect.com and give us your address, and we'll get these out in the mail to you. And you'll totally love them because that's over 80 stitch markers. So it should keep you going for a while. Totally cool. And the prize for this week, for all of you who want to enter, post comments in the comment section. Let us know what you're working on. Maybe you'll get yourself a little yarn cozy. How about 3 of them? I thought this was cool. I picked out the one with stars because 4th of July is coming up, and I thought these were cute, and I like the color, so it's totally fun.
Let them know that we reopened the
yes,
knit club.
and we reopened our knit club. So any of you out there that want to participate in these wonderful projects that we're doing, I'm doing a whole bunch of videos to kind of help you along the way. If you get stuck or you have questions, like we had one of our customers ask about this lovely cotton yarn, said, theirs started to fall apart. What can I do to keep it from falling apart? And I said, hey, search around in your kitchen and find a glass that's about the right size, and you can shove it in and it won't fall apart. You know how I am. I mean, you could use a yarn bowl or something like that, but you know, if I have something at home that's already there, that I've already purchased, that I own, and I can multi-purpose use it for something else, I'm totally excited about that, right, Jim?
You were using those airplane earplugs for needle protectors.
Oh, yeah. I was traveling and I'm like, I don't have my point protectors, and my yarn's falling off of this. This yarn, bamboo, is very slippery, and it slides. The stitches were sliding off left and right. And in my knitting bag, I happen to have earplugs from when we went on the airplane. And so I just shoved the needles right through the earplugs. And it worked great. And Jim's going, what is that? It's like, it's an earplug. I made a point protector out of it. Yeah. So anyway, another example of how I tried to improvise. And it works out great. So I guess all I'm saying this week is that when we knit together and we're learning together, it is totally awesome. It's fun. I love sharing and helping other people, and I'm sure there are many of you out there that do the same. Actually, I've seen it in our VIP group, so thank all of you who help others and reach out and maybe have them grow a little or give them a little insight that they might not have had if you had not been there.
Oh, so there was a question from Denise. She said if she runs short on the yarn, can she get more? And the answer is yes.
Yes, you can totally
we
get
have
more
some
on
extra.
the yarn. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
But my dimensions on my shawl, the gauge was more relaxed. I'm going to have the same size of shawl. So just because I cut out 2 repeats, I'm doing 17 repeats instead of 19, I'm going to have the same dimensions because my gauge was a little relaxed. Figures. When I did my gauge, it was perfect. But then you know how you knit along and you get really relaxed and you're like having fun and just going along, your gauge changes. That happens. You know how it goes. So I have figured out how to fix it. Took me a little while to think in my head, what was I going to do? Anyways, found the solution, back on track, and I will talk to you about that on our videos for our club. So if you're interested in joining, I will always be there to help you out. so you can learn how to do these beautiful things. And not to fret if you run low on yarn and you actually just want to get another ball of this wonderful bamboo pop like this, you can do it. You can get it on Alpaca Direct. So I think that our the designer of this actual shawl, Rachel, she was trying to use up as much yarn as possible. So we're learning as we're going together, you know, as we're going along in our group. And I think one of the things I'm going to try and make sure for you is that you never have to worry about running low on yarn. So it'll just be, I'm writing a list of requirements as our designers are designing for us. And another requirement that I hadn't really thought of before was to give you ample yarn to finish the project and not cut it close. Because then you'll be like me. I have no problem. I can make the repeats less. I can make it look just like this, only have it different. And have no problem, but some people might have struggle with that, and I don't want people to struggle. I want people to enjoy the club and have fun knitting that. So we're going to just put that in our list of requirements for future knitting, and that'll be great because we've learned something.
Well, you're the designer for next month's club.
Yes.
Next project.
And we have plenty. We'll
you have your own
your
own thing.
We'll be using the yarn until it's gone, and it will not affect. You'll have plenty of yarn. It's all good. So also this next week I'm going to be talking about these wonderful, they're called Moon Kusa boots. Can you show everyone the little picture wherever that is? And these are nice felted boots, and they're by Tiny Owl Knits. Remember when I did those gnome homes on a Technique Tuesday? I talked about those cute little gnome homes. This is the same young lady that has designed this pattern, and she's designed all different heights of these little boots that are felted. And so for me, it's going to be interesting because I have a front load washing machine. I don't have a top load washing machine. So talking about felting and being able to felt with that front load washing machine, I think I'm going to learn something about my washing machine, because I do want to learn how to turn it off and turn it back on and, you know, stop mid-cycle. And so I'm going to be looking at my actual washing machine and testing its capabilities.
It's computerized, so I think I'll be helping you.
It's computerized, so Jim might be able to help me. Well, I'm kind of lazy now when I do my laundry. I have my settings, extra large load, then I want warm water, and then, you know, so on and so forth. Very basic settings that I use, right, Jim? Mm-hmm. And so I haven't really delved into learning all the idiosyncrasies that my washing machine has to offer. So it might be good because there might be some things that that washing machine does that'll be good for me to learn anyway. So I'm looking forward to that. And what else are we doing, Jim? Did I miss anything? I think we're pretty good. I think I covered everything. So you guys, don't forget, you can make these lovely last-minute gifts using this wonderful bind-off. You can use bind-off for socks and stuff like that, or joining together two pieces of a shawl. It makes it very decorative. And one lady had talked about using, having two different colors of work and joining it together in the herringbone stitch. I thought that would be cool. I just read that this morning. So anyways, I'll be using it for different things. But needless to say, the bamboo pop makes exceptional washcloths. They're so nice. I'm looking forward to using mine. Jim has ordered a few for our house. So I'm going to give him a few, and then I'm going to make more for our trailer. So you guys have a great week, and I will see you next Tuesday back here. We'll be back here. And we're going over the weekend up to Sandpoint, right, Jim?
To Priest Lake.
Priest Lake, yes. So I'm looking forward to that. It's our son's birthday, and we're going to be celebrating his birthday with him. So, and I get to see Ebby, and she's so cute.
Our grandbaby.
She's our granddaughter, and she's just over a year now.
And Meg.
Yes, and all of our family, of course, and Meg, yes. So I'm very excited about that. And so you guys have a great week and enjoy the nice summer weather, and I will see you next Tuesday. So take care.